time to pass the Dutch. Pass the Dutch. I hear them talking, they don't talk about much. They talk motion when they talk about us. Talk about us. As I roll and puff, now it's time to pass the Dutch. Pass the Dutch. I hear them talking, they don't talk about much. They talk motion when they talk about us. Talk about us.
I'm ready to. Yo, it's your boy Free Truth Ray. Another episode of Code of Conduct, man. You know, last week we was on chill. We gave y'all time to catch up on them other episodes, you know what I mean? Y'all need to go to CEO Row Experience on Instagram, or should I say YouTube. Do the like, share, subscribe thing. You know, we killing it on the Code of Conduct in regards to, you know, morals, morality, the do's, the don'ts, the rights, the wrongs. And, you know, the way society going right now, that's not the way that people going. So in regards to the popularity aspect, you know what I mean, we the ones that going get the popularity when it come back around, because it makes sense. So welcome to Code of Conduct. I got my guy, my South Philly brother.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? My South Philly brother.
Wow.
CEO Row, the super conscious brother. I want everybody to know all the questions that we ask on the Code of Conduct, they come from the mind of CEO Row, man. My mind, I be smoking. I don't think I could comprehend on the level that he be comprehending with the questions you are answering, though. But yeah, man, what's up, Ro?
I'm good, brother, man. I appreciate you, man. That was a very lengthy introduction on your behalf, but I do appreciate it, and I'm sure that the people that support us appreciates it as well. I'm your boy, CEO Ro, man. This is another dope episode of the Code of Conduct. It's a very special one. I have someone on the episode today that is very special to me. I'm very happy to have him. It's an honor, should I say, to have him on the Code of Conduct. I'm sure it's an honor for him to be here. You feel what I'm saying? Before I swing it over so he can introduce himself, if you too would like to be a guest on the Code of Conduct, you can DM Free Truth Raymond, or excuse me, Free Truth Ray on IG, and let him know that you would like to be a guest. You know, we like what we do. I like what I do. I like giving the game to all the sucker MCs out there that think they got it right and they don't. You feel what I'm saying? This is OG talk for y'all to let you know that if you don't know how to carry it, this is how you should carry it. And hopefully somebody comes out a little wiser, a little smarter after the episode. But let me go ahead and swing it on over to my guy, man. He made it back to the race, man. He's back in the race. He's back in the marathon. You dig what I'm saying? He's looking good. You dig what I'm saying? He's feeling good, man. He has a positive message for the people. He's been reprogrammed, so to speak. You feel what I'm saying? So with no further ado, who do we have on the Code of Conduct today?
Oh man, shout out to everybody that's watching. It's me, Jihad, aka J Taalib.
Okay. J Taalib.
Yeah, back
J
Taalib. No, I ain't back in the world. 24 years in the can. I'm back at it, man. Like you said, back in the race, man. Ready to do
That's
my
a long
thing,
time.
man.
That's a lot of time,
Lord,
bro.
It's a very long time,
man.
So I mean, you know, I know that there's a lot of gems that you have that, you know, I'm sure you're willing to and ready to share with the people. You feel what I'm saying? I am so happy to see you and happy that you've able to reach this plateau in your life. I know there was a lot of trials and tribulations. A lot of people don't make it. You dig what I'm saying? And we understand that. You know, we've been there. I want to dig into a little bit of the transition of your way of thinking prior and after the 24 years. You feel what I'm saying? Give the people a little bit of rundown of, you know, not the whole spiel, the whole book, but give the people a little rundown of basically, you know, your mentality going in and how your mentality has changed since coming home.
First thing that comes to mind when you say that is, you know, my thinking prior to going to prison. I wasn't thinking prior to going to prison. You know what I'm saying? Most of the times I was just reacting to stuff. I was reacting about what was happening to me, what was happening around me, stuff that was thoughts popping into my mind. I was just reacting, just doing things quick. So I wasn't really thinking things through or planning like I should have been. And that's, you know, inevitably what led me to going to prison. I tell people that me going to prison started way before the day that I committed the crime. You know what I'm saying? That day was like the straw that broke the camel's back. When I decided that I just wanted to live outside of the law, you know, selling drugs, doing whatever I was doing, running the streets all night, I was already on my way to jail. I just ain't know it. I mean, they was waiting to come pick me up. And I made myself available for them to come pick me up because I was waiting on an Uber or something.
And that's a bar. That's heavy.
It finally arrived.
That was heavy. I was
Finally
sitting around
arrived.
waiting for him to come like an Uber is heavy. That's heavy
didn't
because
realize it.
that's why I wanted to ask that question, Jahab, because I know you've changed. I see it in your actions. I see it in the way that you exuded through your message every day. You know what I mean? And I think that that's very important for the people to hear. You know what I mean? How you started versus how you're finishing. You know what I mean? It took something drastic to happen for you to grasp that life is not a game. You know what I mean?
A couple of times.
No doubt. But you were blessed to get the opportunity to come back out here and basically kick the world in the behind. You know what I mean? So what's that like for you? What's that like knowing when they said, you know what, we feel that you have been rehabilitated, Jihad, and that you deserve another opportunity at life? How was that? What was that feeling like for you?
Honestly, right, I'm still wrapping my head around it right now. You know what I mean? Because it was a surreal feeling. It was a time where I thought that I was ready to get out of jail because I wanted to get out of jail. I mean, I don't really know too many people that's happy there, but I used to think that, damn, if they could just talk to me right now, if they could just sit down and just rap with me for 10, 15 minutes, they'll see that I'm ready. The whole time I was still running around doing stupid people stuff. So I thought I was, but I wasn't. And, you know, when I finally got the first opportunity to sit in front of them, I think they saw through it. Mm-hmm. At least I'm, you know, that was something that was on my mind after the interview. I'm like, damn, maybe I was, you know, they could see through the nonsense. Was I really ready? Because I still had a lot of crazy stuff in my mind.
So let me ask you real quick, right? I don't mean to interrupt you, but did you go in there feeling like you were running game? Like, I'm going to say this because this sounds so good that they cannot deny me parole.
No. Everything that I told them was the truth. You know, I didn't wait until 2 weeks before the interview to start trying to come up with, damn, what can I say to parole? This was all, you know, premeditated. I worked on myself for years after years, you know, trying to get right so that when I got in front of them, I didn't have to kick game.
Right.
I knew it was going to be, you know, just come off right off the top because it was authentic. But sometimes what you may believe to be true really might not be true. So I thought that I was, you know, doing all the right stuff, or thought that I was, you know, left everything behind and you could really see the way I was walking and everybody could see I was different. But it's always somebody that's sitting back like, nah, nigga, I seen you lean a little bit too much. I saw you look to the left when you said this. So they, you know, was seeing through something that was still there. And so maybe I was not ready to get out that time, man. I just had to be patient. And the next time, you know, work on myself even more and try to, you know, kick one more bad habit so that next time I got in front of the people, they would be able to see, you know, the authenticity in what I was saying and didn't question it. And, you know, alhamdulillah, that's what happened. So,
congratulations.
I got a question for you, man, that you out right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm somebody that was incarcerated and I really laugh a lot because I don't try to.
Why you all on your Billy D though? Why you so Billy D? You ain't got to be so smooth with it. Ask the man the question, dog.
So listen, so I gotta ask. When you was doing what you was doing before, or now that you out now, who are you living for now? And before you answer that, because most of us in the streets, we not living for ourselves. We living for the people that surround us and the rules and the regulations that's set in regards to that. And when you think about yourself, none of that. When you start to live for yourself, you notice that those rules don't really apply to self-living. And the only way you're gonna be out here is that those rules and regulations gotta go. And that mentality and that circle and all that in order for you to, otherwise you're gonna go back. So who are you living for now?
Everything I do, let me just tell you the short answer. I'm living for myself.
Okay.
You know, now that's coupled with a few different things because like I said, I got my mom here today, right? My biggest fan, my biggest supporter, you know, taking care of me before I could take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? So when I say I'm living for myself, I'm not excluding or leaving nobody out like, yeah, being on some super selfish stuff. But in order to stay free in this world, you have to be a little selfish. Somebody gonna be upset. Somebody not gonna be feeling what you're doing, but you can't really care about that. Because my main goal is to be free and be happy every single day going forward. I don't want to have no bad days. So in living for myself, it comes with making my mom happy too. Because I want her to be happy. I want to see her like that. And that's going to boost me. So I got to take care of my family. But I'm not living for my family. That's all part of me. That's all part of me. So when I got locked up, when I got out, I never saw my mom that happy before. And I'll be thinking about it now, right? I'm talking about, I'm 46. Every year I've been alive, I've never, ever once seen my mom as happy or smile as much as I seen her, you know, when I got out of prison. And that, you know, that's something that I'm chasing. You know what I'm saying? I want to see her smile like that every single day for the rest of her days. So, you know, that's what I'm on, man.
That's a good way to answer that question, and I'm glad that you answered that question the way that you did, so that people that watch, you know what I mean, could see that you do have to have a selfishness, you know what I mean, but in that selfishness, you still living for other people, you know what I mean, because I got kids. I know Ro got kids, so, you know, my man was in a situation where he went to jail, and he had to fight for his kid. But that wasn't a situation he put himself in, though. He was defending himself. You know what I mean? And when you in those situations, you got to think, yo, I got people that I'm living for. So if me and him get into an argument, the Roe before kids might act a little faster with the swing, where this one might say, yo, bro, can we have a conversation? Sit and then see, we didn't even have the need to get to that, where people don't even do that no more. They just react, like you said. I was just reacting, and reacting put you in the bank.
I want to add on to what Free Truth is speaking on. I'm going to take it a little further. An example that he didn't use, but also something that he's experienced within the last 6 months. He's lost his mother. You know what I mean? He just lost his mother. So in everything that you were sitting here saying, you know what I mean? I felt it more. I'm sure that he's felt it as well. It's to the fact of why she smiled so hard to be able to have that chance to touch you and hug you and smile for you, and, you know, all those human affections and characteristics that come along with it. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't get that opportunity, and I know you understand that. At the end of the day, like I stated again, sometimes it takes us, as being hard-headed, it takes something drastic to happen to us for us to understand those lessons. And they even knew that before we did it. They knew. But again, you know, it's what society was teaching us. It was the trick. You know what I'm saying? It was the crabs in the barrel effect. It was everything that they were trying to inject us with outside of the household. You feel what I'm saying? Because for real, we, I believe, had the last of the parents that really kind of cared. You know what I'm saying? As a collective, not saying there's not parents out there that don't care. You know what I mean? So all we can do is we can take that strength and we can pass that along to save and help the next family or family member or person that you felt is in need of that. That's our job. Our job, you're now a walking testament to say, look, I walked through hell and I made it out. Everybody don't make it out. So I made it out. Why? Because there was a purpose. Now I'm walking in purpose. You see what I'm saying? That's why, no, real quick, because I'm gonna pass it. When I say walk in purpose, that's why every day you get up, that's why you feel that in your spirit. That's why it's not a hesitation for you to be able to share that with anybody, to feel like you're corny, you're being Joe, none of that. We all understand that. That's love. That's what the universal language is. That's what people can't deny. And if they do, you know something is not in line with their spirit. You get what I'm saying? And we know that. So like I stated again, that's some of the things that we have to know. It's a human thing. You can't lie to nobody but yourself.
Worst person to lie.
You see what I'm saying?
That's my new slogan.
Worst person to lie.
My new slogan literally is, you can lie to everybody but yourself. But like, everybody got to ground it in some form, right? Whether it's good or bad. And when you in there, let's say you had a positive grounding. that's when it hits you. You think about when your uncle told you something positive. You think about when your mom said something. Though all of a sudden, all the people that you weren't running around with, the people that really care about you, you think about their views and their opinions. So when you get that chance, you can't disappoint mom too. You can't keep doing it. Or you go to Uncle so-and-so crib and if he bang with you like that, and it's like, you get the F back in there. When you look at him, it's like, after a while, no matter how much you cool with your mans and them, it's them certain people that you be like, I can't keep disappointing them, bro. This person mean more to me than you. I'm rocking with this.
I want to jump in on that, I want to jump in that because the thing is, what you got to come to realize is that before you disappoint anybody else, I'm disappointing myself. Yeah. It got to start with me first. As we said, that's a discipline. That's called discipline. You feel me? And there is a lack of when we're not doing the right thing. That's what that tells you. When you're not aligned, you have things that will realign you. There's things there. You feel what I'm saying? Whether if they're good or bad, there's things that are going to realign you. And if you don't want to pay attention to them, then drastic things happen. You have to pay the consequence. That is part of being an adult. But it starts with discipline for self, meaning I have to do it first. Before I can be an example, before I can say, yes, I'm listening to you, or I'm honoring what you're saying or what you're teaching me, I have to show you I can do it myself. That's it. Then everything else can fall in line. Once I'm aligned, now everything else falls in line because I'm living the right way. So everything should go. Not saying, because again, we all go through things that are unforeseen in life because that's life. It builds us. It builds character. It lets us know what we're made of. You dig what I'm saying? So that way we can pass that wisdom down to everybody else. You feel what I'm saying? So again, it all starts with you. You cannot do or transform or do anything else, be successful until you are right within.
See, man, I definitely hear everything y'all saying, and I agree with about 90% of it, right? Mm-hmm. So I think something that we don't really look at all the time is we given the benefit, the blessing of being able to rationalize things like logic, reasoning, all that type of stuff, right? We blessed with the ability to do that as opposed to animals or something, and we can learn a lot from that. Like we ought to watch these nature shows and all that type of. You've been in jail. You know that's a big thing in there. So you can learn a lot from watching that stuff, though. What to do and what not to do. And when I saw about the reasoning and the rationalization and all that, that can be a good thing and a bad thing, because we'll sit there and analyze something, analyze our situation. We'll analyze the pros, the cons. We'll analyze the downfalls of everything. And at the end of all that, we'll make a decision whether we want to proceed or whether we want to stand down, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm living for myself. Mm-hmm. You said you can't disappoint yourself, but some of us will rationalize disappointing ourselves so that we can stand it.
So hold on, real quick. The reason I say that is they're going to keep bumping their head or keep making the mistake until they get it right. That's the thing. It's like, how quick can I get it right? How quick can I understand that, listen, me continuing to travel this particular road for the hunt is what continues to hurt me. I'm getting hurt. It's affecting me more. Whereas if I know I do it this way, it might be a little bit longer road, but it's not going to be as strenuous on me.
Right. But what I'm saying is that, like, if I know that if I do X, Y, Z, mm-hmm. I'm going to be faced with this consequence. Mm-hmm. Now, I might not want to face that, might not want to disappoint myself, let myself down by putting myself in certain situations again. But some of us are rationalized doing that. Oh, man, it's only 6 months. I could do another year. I can do this, I can do that. But what I can't do, mm-hmm. I might can stand another bit. I might can do another year. Mm-hmm. But my mom can't stand it. Mm-hmm. And that's, what I said, like, is a driving factor behind my change and all that type of stuff. I'm doing it for myself. Mm-hmm. But along with making me happy, it's making her happy. You know what I'm saying? And it's supporting my family mm-hmm. and all that type of stuff. I need to be there. So I can't just run out and just, act crazy and stuff. No matter whether I'm going to disappoint myself or not, I can rationalize that. Say,
what would be good of an explanation if you never change? Like, meaning like, okay, say I'm doing this, I'm changing. All right, so say the reasoning of me changing is for someone else, right? How can I say I'm changing for that person if I'm really not changing? I'm only doing it to satisfy or make that person happy. I really didn't change. And then once that person isn't here anymore, or I start to exhibit the old behavior. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I said it's discipline within self. It starts with self first, because I know if I discipline myself and I do what I'm supposed to do the correct way, I'm not letting nobody down. My walk in purpose, my purpose, all I can do is be a beam of light, even when it get dark, because it's going to get dark.
You speaking positive, and that's what we're supposed to do. But I get what he's saying. Like we're blessed with the logic or something, because I might not be thinking positive. What about the person that, all right, jail is at the end of this, whatever, but I don't care. I'm taking the chances, and if I'm gonna get away with it, then I didn't go to jail.
Then respectfully, you live with the consequences.
No, I'm just saying that is if you ain't in a position to be, I'm tired of falling, then you gonna.
But that's when it happens. We've had many a conversation where we say, okay, let's change the scenario. You had a family member that was on drugs. They was on crack. As much as the family want this person and see the potential in this person, probably remember them when they was at their best, want the best for them and for them to change, that person ain't changing until they ready to change. That person not going to stop smoking drugs until they're tired of smoking drugs. Till they wake up one day and say, yo, I stink. I'm tired of having to chase whatever I'm chasing, or they might be damn near about to die from it and they was able to live through it and make a change. It takes something drastic sometimes for those people to understand. That's why we were in certain predicaments and situations that we were in. We knew right from wrong, but did we want to listen to it? No, we wanted to go do what we wanted to do, thinking that we could beat the system.
But that's how I said that comes with like rationalizing certain behaviors.
Right.
So listen. Being selfish is not a bad thing. You're right. It has to start with you. But most people that are successful, although you begin with yourself, someone else or other people are always coupled in to how you move. Whether it's the people that you know are going to hold you accountable for what you do, the people you know that are going to benefit from, the close ties, the people that are going to benefit from what you do. Mm-hmm. It's not just I'm moving for me, and I don't care about nobody else, because somebody else's happiness has to affect you in a certain way. And like I don't have children, right? But you hear people say, "I'll do whatever for my kids. I'll do anything for my kids." Now that person is really like saying like, they're gonna do whatever they have to do, and they okay with that. They're gonna rationalize that, say, "I did it for my children."
But is that a real statement?
Listen, it may be positive, it may be some type of negativity behind it, but you're going to rationalize what it is about your children. So, why does "I'll do anything" have to mean I rob a bank, I stick somebody up, I sell drugs? Anything don't mean that. Anything can mean I leave my first job and go get 4 hours over here, then go a couple hours over here. That's anything to me. To me, that's anything. But when you say I'll rob a bank, I'll do this, that's not anything. That's only one thing. You'll do something illegal.
Well, all right, so this is what I'm going to say to that. In what you're saying, you're 1,000% correct, but it coming from you, somebody who's lived through it, meaning like I've done wrong and I've lived through it. I can tell you that shit not worth it. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you that you going to make that quick move to get this money that you think you're going to be able to live comfortably with and not look over your shoulder, rather than going to get a 9-to-5, educate yourself, build yourself to one day accomplishing this amount of money without taking yourself away from your family, without taking yourself away from yourself, your dignity, jeopardizing your integrity, those things. We know that now. We knew it then, but we wanted to play with it. We wanted to act like we wasn't hearing it, or I'm going to just do it my way, to the point where now you're forced to. And guess who was living and enjoying life while we were sitting there learning from the lesson? All the people that got it. All the people that were disciplined and say, yo, I know what can happen, and that's not how I choose to live. You get what I'm saying? We know that all right, it was a conversation we had with one of the other brothers that one of the other guests, and basically what was said in the situation is that when I came home, is that there's individuals that approach you and they want to have conversations about the old you. I'm not the old me no more. You can't come up to me and talk about drugs no more, respectfully. And that's to anybody I know, whether I looked at them as old head or young, whatever the case may be. You cannot, and they also know, and it's a respect thing amongst men, I'm not the same person. That's not what I'm into. So now, even if you had to address it and say, yo, I'm not into that no more, boom, 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 it should never be another conversation because that's disrespect. You're now going against my morals and the way that I choose to live my life. You feel what I'm saying? You're now enticing me to do things that can take me away and put me back in that situation. It's up to you. That's why I say that. Nobody's there with you. And you want to know something for everybody that's rooting for you, what they would say they want from you? Is for you to live a righteous life, prosperous. You're not in and out of jail. You're not on drugs. You can take care of yourself and anybody else that you need to take care of. That's what everybody would say that's rooting for you. Us, not, and that wasn't directed to you. That's in general. Anybody that's saying, yo, I want him to win or I want her to win. That's what they're going to say, all those things. That's why they're in your corner. It's up to you to do it. That's what you owe them. There's not a selfish thing until it comes to you doing what's right. It's up to us to make the sound decision. It's nobody else. I leave my household. If I don't make the right decision, that affects everybody else that I'm responsible for. I can't make dumb decisions. I cannot flirt with the women. I cannot be out here staying out all night and I'm a single father. I cannot go out here and floss knowing that we got a job to do here and bills got to be paid. You dig what I'm saying? That's discipline. Everybody's not aligned that way.
So everything has, multiple sides to it.
Right.
And being selfish is not anything different. There's being selfish in a positive way, and then there's being selfish in a reckless, negative type of way.
Yep.
So having, said multiple times that we got to start with ourselves and do things for ourselves, your selfishness can't be displayed in a negative way. You have to have positive selfishness, and that say like you being selfish has to have some type of positive yield to it, not just constantly yielding negative things. And one of the things, a quick story, right? Something that helped drive that point home to me, and I'll never forget this, man. I will never forget. It was 2011. I was in the hole. They gave me 13 months in the hole for smoking weed in the yard.
The reefers.
Smoking weed, it was like 6 of us. A couple people got caught with some weed. I didn't have none of that stuff. But by the time we got from the yard to the security office, my ID was next to all the drugs. I had no idea how that happened. So, whatever.
You ain't had no idea. You knew how it happened.
No. I knew what happened, but I'm saying,
copy.
how did that become mine all of a sudden? Is what I'm saying, right? So cool, whatever. I'm in the hole, 13 months. They pop up on me one day, say, yo, you got a visit. All right, feeling happy in the hole, got a visit. My little jumpsuit on. Come on, let's go. So when they handcuff me, take me out to the visit. As they walking me to the visit, the CO said, man, your mom is out there crying, man. So of course I instantly get mad and I'm jerking against the chair. I'm like, what y'all do to my mom? What y'all do to my mom? Y'all got my mom out there crying. I'm snapping. He said, man, I ain't do nothing to your mom. Why would we do something to your mom? I ain't do nothing to her. What you do to your mom? Cook me.
Accountability that only an adult gonna feel.
I'm saying that when I got to this booth, behind this glass, and saw my mom's face, and she saw me with handcuffs and shackles on and all this other nonsense, it crushed her, and then that shit crushed me. So right then and there, I'm talking about that's when things started to evolve for me a little bit in prison.
All right,
I started to believe. I started to really, really, really understand, and not even just understand, but start to really care that my actions is not only affecting me. Like, it's not just me, man. Like, I'm in here, they out there. But the love and the support and the up all night stressing and planning for this and planning for that your family go through, that's like they shackled to your situation.
The main thing, real quick, that you said in that whole thing that changed that whole dynamic is you said, I cared. I started caring. When you started caring, your feelings changed.
No, it's that moment.
No, hear what I'm saying? Once he started caring, his feelings changed. The way that he was living before, a lot of things, you can't allow a lot of things to bother you, so you build up a mentality that I don't give a F. You get what I'm saying? He started caring. It touched him. He has a soul. He's a human being. He's not an animal. You get what I'm saying? It touched him. He's able to come back. He's able to be reached and rehabilitated. He has a soul. You know what I mean? If it didn't, it wouldn't have touched him. He would have kept being the person that he was. Okay, yeah, that was a moment, but as soon as I get back in here, it's back to the wham whams and flim flams and my whack and wherever else I got to be on. You feel me? So at the end of the day, that's what we need. That's what we need to push. That's when I see you up every day. That's what I see when you giving the messages and you shaking hands and spreading that love and that joy. That's what I see. All of that is what I see. Hold on real quick. Yeah, and it's from a person that I know if they really stopped and had a conversation with you, they gonna get the real. It's authentic. Why get it from somebody who's been through it and somebody that's just talking about it? You feel what I'm saying? The way that's what we don't have enough of, and that's what I'm saying. That's what the purpose of this platform is. They don't have enough OGs really keeping it through with them, telling them, "Nah, don't take the pack. Don't pick up the gap with the extended. Go get you a trade. Start talking about trust funds and how they can go get life insurance and they should be paying on that through high school. So by the time they turn 18, they'll be rich. Tell them the things that they need to hear, not what they, you know what I'm saying, what they need. They don't know yet. They don't know. All they know is that when they come outside and they running with their little homie, this is what Lil Durk and them telling us to do. You feel what I'm saying? This is what we look up to. You feel me? So you're needed. It's like I said, it's a reason why you're here. It's a reason why we are here. And we have to choose to know what to do with it. But you have to be right within first because you will be tested. Who am I not to be tested? Who are you not to be tested? It's a reason why. So we have to be strong and disciplined within because we will be tested. There are people that watch me. They don't like me, but they watch me. Why? Because I exude strength. I've been there. I've been in way worse situations and got through it. I can show you how. Follow me. Watch me. It's not a lot of this. It's what you see me do. I see you get up every day walking. I see you every day showing love. I see you every day spreading positivity. That's what it's about. I live in that. Anything outside of that, I don't know what you're talking about. Because this is what I need to save myself and my people. And it's not no more Joe and I'm preaching and all that. But you could choose to live in and not want to hear it and think I'm preaching or being Joe. Watch how life treats you. Watch how life shows you what I'm talking about is what you should be adhering to and trying to reach.
See, everybody, heard what I said the other day about labeling yourself, right? And that's a powerful thing. Because when I realized I was leaving, well, way before I realized I was leaving prison. Mm-hmm. But for sure, immediately upon, realization that, damn, I'm getting out this day,
right? I
knew for a fact that I had a unique opportunity, which was to reinvent myself. I got a chance to change the narrative about what people think of when they mention my name. Mm. So now,
legacy.
People that know me all this time before I went to prison, right? Mm-hmm. And for sure, when they hear I'm coming home, they're like, "Oh man, cuz gonna be tripping, or it's going down, or this gonna happen, and that's gonna happen," mm-hmm. without understanding what I'm on, understanding the part of this journey of life that I'm on right now. So I got a chance to reinvent that. Now, I'm hoping that when people mention my name, the first thing that comes to their mind is not running down the street with guns, trying to do this, trying to do that, hustling. Think about the good stuff. Think about, man, I seen cuz on there shaking hands with strangers, asking people how they day going, trying to brighten somebody's day. I seen him there talking to the young boys or doing whatever he need to do. That's what I want people to see or to come to their mind when they mention my name. Think about the good stuff I do, not just, cuz used to be like this. So I don't want to label myself as a goon, a gangster, this and that. These labels
keep us divided.
These labels affect how you move, bro.
It keeps us divided.
When you call yourself something, you're gonna live up to that label. You're going, and I spoke about it, man. This is what gangsters do. Then why you do that? Nigga, I'm a goon. This is what they do.
But money don't got nothing to do with being tough.
But I'm saying, you're gonna live up to whatever label you attribute to yourself.
But that's what I mean. It's the lifestyle. You don't bring that. I don't live that way. You can't bring that old stuff that we would move on and shake on. You can't. We're talking about the kids. We're talking about how we can make some legitimate money so we can take care of ourselves and our families. What can I do to strengthen you? Or do you need me to listen? I can shut up. Do you need me just to listen to you, brother? Do you need me to help provide any strength? What do you need? You dig what I'm saying? That's what we're on, all positivity. If I feel it's negative or I'm talking too much about it in a negative way to myself or whoever I confide in, I remove myself. Immediately. I don't even owe an explanation. You notice we men. I don't even owe you an explanation. I remove myself from anything that is negative or not for me or the betterment of me and my situation or brand, legacy, whatever it is. Grown folk business. I don't have to fight you. I don't have to talk aggressively to you. As long as you don't move up on me, as long as you're not moving in a way where I feel threatened, I'm moving on past you. Like it's no beef. I'm no longer going to give that too much of my energy. The good energy goes to the good things. When I want to go hard or something I would die for will be something that's righteous. It's no longer for something that's BS. You get what I'm saying? So that energy that I would used to move with is no longer with our movement, and they respect it. I still live in the hood too. I come out my door, them brothers, I know what they into, they know what I'm into. I'm not on that time, but the respect's still there. I carry it as a man. This is who I am. This is my lifestyle. I'm no longer trying to tell you this, I'm speaking it, and then when you see me living, I'm living a different way. That's another thing. I'm confused. There's no alignment. You can only lie to yourself. Everything in line, everything they're going to come back and record. We record this. They watch it. They can always rewind. Oh, you said that. I can say that because I live by it. I'm never going to tell you nothing wrong. I'm raising kids. I'm going to always tell you what's right and what I live by. So that hopefully you're listening and you carry that with you, because there will be times I'm not with you and you need to make those decisions on your own. And I'm hoping that whatever I instilled in you, you're able to carry it and get through it. Because I'm not going to always be here to see you through it. That's what we about. That's why we together. That's why they try to separate us, because once we get that feeling and that spirit, there's nobody on the planet that can fuck with it. I'm telling you, once you put that spirit in black people, there's nothing that you can do to break it, bro. Not quickly. It's going to be an eternal thing. They got to plant the seeds to separate us from the shit that they doing. We got it, and you got it, and you're here for a reason. I love you, man. When I saw you, man, this is all the God. I said, I got to get him. I got to let him see what we doing, what we on. Just so he's on his, and I know where you at, but just to let him know that, yeah, man, I go through the hate. Yeah, I go through the trials and tribulations. Yeah, I got a baby mom that try to get me on child support. I got a lot of shit I go through that a lot of people don't know and see. Guess what? I'm so strong, you'll never feel it. You'll never feel it. Why? Because I have to sacrifice. There's other people that are, again, that's the selfish, and we don't got to keep repeating ourselves. But just to let you know, you're doing an awesome thing, Jihad. It's a pleasure to have you here on the Code of Conduct with me and my man, Free Truth Raymond.
Appreciate you saying that.
You know what I mean? And it's another thing on, because he's not getting off. Like I said, the man just lost his mother. He's showing up. He's representing. You know what I'm saying? To hear what you're going through and then to relate it to itself. We have to be all we can be while we here, bro. All we can be every day, same thing. Sorry.
You said you walked through the yard, right? And they said your mom and them crying. And you was like, Dad, whatever that was not me. So I got my quote. On the day of my sentencing, my grandma came, my aunt, my uncle. They really came just to see what it looked like to see somebody get locked up. My mom didn't come. My mom said, when you was out there doing what you was doing, I ain't raised you like that. You wasn't my son. And she said, if my son get out, he could come here and get right. Hardest thing ever said. I ain't never did nothing wrong after that. But I
Yeah, man,
what
bring
you
you
said.
back, man.
No, I mean,
Bring
that's
you back.
powerful, man. That's powerful, right?
Yeah.
We go through a lot of things, man, and sometimes you don't know how one moment is going to affect the rest of your life.
That's why we have to make
You know what I
sound
mean?
decisions.
One single moment out of 1,000, out of 100 billion moments we go through, one moment could be so impactful that it change you from here on out. And that's kind of the things that a lot of
Can I ask
us
this
should be
question?
chasing, but
Let me
we
ask you
don't
this.
be focused enough to even pay attention to those moments. A lot of
Like I
times.
said,
No,
like
no,
that John killed me, right? My very first jail visit, bro. My daughter coming. I'm standing in front of my baby mom I'm a G. I'm not about to break down in front of her, right? My daughter, she wiped my face. And she said, everything will be all right. That's the first thing she said to me.
That's what you needed to have.
Because it's gonna be all right.
You needed that reassurance.
Yeah,
man.
we need the
Needed
strength.
that, man.
No doubt, man.
Man.
Change me.
No doubt.
I'm currently in a relationship right now. I haven't committed a crime since I've been. No. And you talk about like logic and stuff like that, right? And I lost my mom. Every day I wake up and I deal with not making a decision to go back. Even when I do this, I smile, laugh, but I'm dealing with it. And it ain't easy, but somebody gotta sit here and do this so somebody can see somebody going through it and that they can do it. Because I'm doing it.
You're showing strength.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So
It don't always look pretty.
I
That's
stay
another
busy,
thing.
I stay, you know what I mean, and positive. Well, it is what
Whatever
it is.
you're doing is working. Situations with not one crime.
It don't always
Yeah,
look
man.
pretty. We know you're
Yeah.
not the prettiest of brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
don't always listen, right?
Whatever you're doing, keep that shit going, man.
Listen.
You're doing your thing.
It don't always look pretty though. You feel me?
No.
We learning as we go. I was just speaking to the brother in the drink when I recognized my purpose and that I'm the driver and what comes with being the driver. You feel me? It's so much responsibility to get people to understand the vision so that we can have these things, so we can have these platforms, so that we can reach each other and be there for one another. I'm the driver. I got to do it for everybody. I got to straddle it on. Why? Because if I don't do it, it don't get done. You feel what I'm saying? That strength you showing. And crying is not a weakness.
Oh, no. I cry.
It's not, no, it's not for you. I know we having our moment, but this is for the people watching. We men, we cry. It don't make you weak because you shed some tears. You got to get that stuff out, man. You're human. If you don't get it out, is when it poisons you. When you let it stay inside and it builds is when it poisons you. And that's when it can change you. That's when it starts to poison your perception and the way that you think. You feel what I'm saying? So you my brother, and you know I got you, and I know you're going through a lot, but you showing up every day smiling and putting on the show with me, man, shows a lot of strength, man. You taking care of your kids, you getting up every day, going to work, you being there for everybody, your woman, your kids, whoever needs you. You feel me? Keep doing what you're doing, man, because it's not going to be, it never said that it had a look.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? It never said that, again, it had a look and that it was going to be pretty. You feel what I'm saying, though? It's no script to it. And that's another thing I want to add to it. That's why they say that we enjoy it. Even if you are struggling, enjoy life. You got to enjoy it while you're going through it. You feel what I'm saying, though? We go through so much. That's why we destined to make it. We're already struggled and bared down at a young age with so much. We go through a lot of stuff that a lot of other nationalities and ethnicities, their kids don't go through the same stuff we go through growing up. You feel what I'm saying? There's certain things and environments and things that they see and are exposed to at a very young age. They don't get to get exposed to that until they start watching TV or go out on their own. You dig what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, we are allowed to express ourselves in a way that's not hurting anybody. You're allowed to cry. And where it's safe at. You know what I mean? And it should be safe, especially amongst other men, amongst other brothers. You feel what I'm saying? Not saying be crying about everything.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we know how hard life can get on us. We've been there.
I got a couple different projects that I'm working on, right?
Okay.
One of them, I started a long time ago, and I always grind myself up. I say it's taking longer for me to finish than it should be, but I'm pouring a lot into it.
Okay.
So I'm writing this book, right?
Okay.
It's kind of a memoir of sorts. It's called Young Youth Lost, From Mentally Gifted to Mentally Trapped, right?
That sounds strong.
And one of the things that I speak about in the book is fear. Like how a lot of what we do, especially as men, but in general as people, is driven by fear. We afraid that we might not fit in, might not be able to get the girl, might not have enough money, might not be tough enough, might not be, whatever the case may be. A lot of things we do is driven by fear, right? And I didn't grow up in a situation where, it was like some other families that I know about. And I'm not trying to shade nobody or nothing because, we all on our own journey and,
We all
especially people of my generation,
Mm-hmm.
our parents definitely, was doing the best they could.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Was doing the best they could. And we turned out how we turned out, but it wasn't their fault at all, except the good stuff. So I'm saying I didn't grow up in a family where it was okay to sell drugs. It was okay to commit crimes and all that. My mom used to tell me, if you go to jail, I'm not coming to visit you.
Yeah.
She was lying though. She was different. She was there from the beginning.
Yeah, that was the
She
scary. Like, I don't want
it was the good kind of lie.
to steer you
It
from
was
going.
the
Like,
good kind of
I'm
lie,
not
no
going to
doubt.
come see you. You're going to be
And
crying and shit. I'm not
She's the
seeing
biggest
you.
supporter in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I say that because sometimes, when we go through these stages of life, and then now we get to where we doing these things now, like you said, now I haven't committed a crime, and my mom said if my son could come home, if my son comes home, then he can come here. But that other dude that's standing in that courtroom, that's not my kid.
Right.
The things you went through, the things I've been through, right? We're not changing into different people. I'm more myself now than I ever been. Like that person that was running around with 2 guns, shooting up the streets and selling drugs and doing all this other nonsense, right? That wasn't me. Like I said, I was reacting to my environment. I was reacting to.
No, that was you, dog. It was you, dog.
No,
unless it was another big-head young boy with big hands running around. That was you, dog. Yeah, I know it. Oh, I know him. He goes back. I know it. That was you. But it was a version of you. What? I'm sorry.
The things that I was taught and the ways that I was raised to be, I was bucking against that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that I don't feel like, this is me. Look, I changed into this. No, I'm more of me today than I ever been. You're more, this is who you are. This is why your mom looked at you and said, no, I didn't come to see that. Like, but if my son come home, then he come home. Because she knew that wasn't you. This is not who she raised. She knows you better than you know yourself in certain, circumstances. So she knew that wasn't you. And now who you are today, she would recognize this person. Am I right? I don't know your mother, but I'm sure this is the person she was looking for. Yeah. So when we get to this point, I don't like when, people say, look, I changed into this, I changed into that. No, this is who you are. You just finally found enough strength and enough common sense, enough, intellect and intelligence to be who you are without fear. Conquered that fear of whatever it was that was making us, that was influencing us to make those decisions. I conquered that already. I don't care what nobody. No, I do care what people think. That's a misnomer when people say that. I do care what people think. But I'm saying like not enough that where I would do some stupid people stuff to make them think that I'm thorough enough to be with them or that I'm not weird or whatever like that.
No, it's just
I was walking up to total strangers. My man called my phone. He said,
it's like a line in the sand. It's like you gotta know still, even though I don't say it the way I carry myself, to let it know, because that's a form of protection. That's a form of survival, meaning like I carry myself with respect to the point where you can't bring it. So that if I feel or see anything outside of that, I know that I gotta address it or deal with it. That's a part of being an adult. It's my, you know what I'm saying? Like if is even though I'm not involved in that or I don't carry myself that way or live that way, doesn't mean that it still can't come to me.
But what I'm saying is that, like, all right, when I was walking around the other day, my homie Nell, shout out to my man Nell.
Shouts out to Nell.
Nell called my phone as I'm walking down Broad Street. Nell said, hold on, man, I just saw something on the gram. He said, is you really just walking around the city hugging people? Like, what's wrong with you? I said, no, I'm not just walking around just grabbing people, just hugging them. You know, it was a message behind that, and I was proving a point. Right? But he couldn't even, he was like, come on, like, what's going on? But this is how some people look at us, like, man, this boy's a weirdo. But I'm so confident and so comfortable in who I am that I don't have to move in a certain way to try to get people to believe something about me or to get them to be comfortable about me. Because if you're not comfortable with me, then you ain't got to be with me.
All you got to do is I'm serious about me.
I say this lady, and she was ramming a couple of times. She said there's two places that don't cost nowhere for you to go. Over there and out my face. You know, I was cracking. I'm like, all right, yeah. So if you're not with me, you don't got to be around me. I'm cool with who I am. This is me. This is the authentic version of the person that I was raised to be by this woman right here. So it doesn't really bother me whether someone else approves or disapproves of it, except the people that I know have my best interests. Right?
Yeah, man, that was well said. It's crazy, man. I got to take over. You know, we really got into it, but you know, this is really a show that's based off of us creating 10 questions. Yeah. And you select the number, and we read the question out, and then you answer it first, being the guest, and then we elaborate, or we all attack the question. But it got so good, and my man Free Truth Raymond had a heart-to-heart moment, man. I've never seen Free Truth Ray. He was going off like a hydrant over that joint. But that's what's needed.
Never know when it's going
that's what's needed, though. That's warranted. That's warranted because, again, that just shows you you're human. But again, we create 10 questions. You select the number. We read that question. You start. Yeah. I mean, we get through as many as we. Yeah.
I'm selecting 10.
No.
All of them. Bro, we literally got 5 minutes left. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right. Literally. But that's usually how the show go. But I mean,
we got more than 5, I think. But when all right, you know, you're probably right. Yeah.
The way that this particular episode went and how I think this is something that when it airs, you know what I mean, people that's young and people that's you know what I mean, this is something they need.
People should gravitate to it, period, no matter what age. I feel like, again, there's no age limit on the conversations that we have here. Again, we try to keep it in a perspective where we've been through it, and we're not here to lie to you or sugarcoat it to you. We're here to give it to you direct. And hopefully the information or the gems that we drop on the show will make your life better. You feel what I'm saying? If you choose to take heed to it. A lot of times, and the people that we have on the show, including myself and Free Truth Ray, are people that you really get, have a conversation with and get authentic answers. You can get their true selves. You can get some real game. You know what I mean? We're not here to deter you. We're not here to spin you. We're not here to do this for the fame or look good, because we already look good. I know, at least I do. But at the end of the day, we try to have our guests come on, man, and that have really been through things, that really, whatever they choose to share with us and you as the audience, again, it's authentic. You know what I mean? So again, I appreciate my brother Jihad coming on. Let them know real quick. We're going to do one question. But real quick, let them know if they would like to tap into your movement, if they would like to support what you got going on, let the people know where they can find you at.
Yeah, you can find me on the gram, man, _ New Life Jihad. Get with me, man. I got a lot of things going on. Listen, got the book, The Price of Loyalty. It's out now.
It's out now already?
It's been out, man. We were selling a lot.
Where can they find a book? They find that so they can buy it. Yep.
Amazon, anywhere, any platform where you can buy a book set, you can find it. I was selling digital downloads. I had a lot of problems with this book cover people and all that, but whatever. We pushing through all that.
Now you can do your own book cover.
Pushing through all that.
And if you don't know, holla at me, Free Truth Ray, and we can make it happen. You know what I mean? For you, if you need a book cover, a digital book cover. But real quick, let them know the name of the book again. Keep plugging.
The Price of Loyalty, man. Also, check me out in the morning, man, I got the morning motivation jumping off, man.
Yeah,
Every day, man, just giving out, a few gems that I got, man. Trying to spread some positivity through the city, man, throughout the world, trying to change it one person at a time.
That's a beautiful thing. So real quick, like I said, let's at least do one question. Pick a number, Jihad, please.
I mean, if you're only doing one, I think I just picked one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Hold on.
If that's what you like, if that's what you prefer, you know what I mean?
Hold on, man. So question number one. How do you personally define the way you view life? Hold on. Let me. Now bro, give me a little direct. Have them break.
How do
down,
you personally define the way you view life? You ready, correct?
Yeah, see this episode.
I know you're a little
was,
dyslexic, man. I gotta help my brother out. We had an episode about that. Like we was in class and I'ma help my brother. I was never laughing at my friends. I don't laugh at my friends.
I don't care about that, man. I get it done.
I view life as an ongoing journey. I mean, it's got every part of your journey is gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's constantly evolving. We hear all these cliches and these statements about all the highway of life and this and the third, but that's true. It is a highway because you're riding through different scenery. Every moment of the trip is gonna be different. You might be running through they doing construction. It's a bumpy path, man. We can only go slow. We gotta take it easy and this, that, and the third. But then you might get to a spot where it's open country and you just gonna haul ass through this one. You're doing 150 in a 45. You know what I'm saying? But, wheels shaking and everything. But you just hoping you don't crash. And then you get to the place where you're like, all right, I'm just cruising now. Slow it down. I'm enjoying the scenery. Now I'm enjoying this, what's going on. I like look at that's a cow over there.
Yeah.
It is a highway.
It's
an evolving journey, man. And as long as, we don't never get stagnated or you don't let your car break down the way you just stuck on the side of the road, you can always, find a better scene than you at right now, man. Just keep on cruising, keep on going. It's smoother roads coming. It's rougher roads coming. But there's always something else coming, man. And we just got to be prepared to deal with it.
There you go. I mean, I think that kind of really just sums up the whole episode. It really is what it is. I'm going to be honest, because that's what it always was, whether you wanted to be hard-headed or not. We were being prepared to face the world on our own. They did a good job because you survived. You were able to take on the task. Although it wasn't pretty, you was able to get through it. So we got to be strong and not commit the same mistakes that we made in the past because we're now wiser and older so that we can be, we can instill that in whoever we're responsible for, whether it be our kids, family, whoever. But yet we are groomed to be able to be strong enough to get through things on our own. That's why they instilled everything they knew. They're hoping, I don't want life to be hard for you. I don't want life to be bad for you, but I'm gonna instill these things in you. So if it do get rough, because I know as being your parent that it can get rough, that you'll be strong enough and mentally and physically to get through it.
Without a doubt.
You know what I mean? Again, man, I appreciate you coming on the Code of Conduct. This was a real dope one. I think I'm gonna watch. No, real quick. I think I'm gonna watch this one a few times because Free Truth Raymond went off. You know what I'm saying? So aside from the gems you drop, bro, but I'm gonna watch it over and over again, man. Again, if you would like to be a guest on the Code of Conduct, we shoot every week. You can DM at Free Truth Raymond on IG. It's Free Truth Ray. It's not free.
Y'all don't got to do 20 years to be a guest on here, right?
Yeah, man.
You got some people that got gems, man.
I'm glad you said that.
Years in jail.
Yeah, real quick.
Bro be knowing the guest, don't he?
Listen. I tried to explain to Free Truth Raymond that I was a bull way before we met.
We got 3 guests that did it.
Bro, I didn't graduate college. I have a degree in psychology. I'm a single father. There's a lot of feats that I've done on my own. You feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of depth to me. It's not just the surface. You got to scratch pretty deep to get the type. I got a lot of shit that make me up. But at the end of the day, real quick. It's funny you say that because the last, I think, 3 guests we had equaled over 100 years.
Piece.
No, I'm just saying. You can find jewels and gems like
that's why I got y'all on here.
And I'm not just
that's
saying.
why I invited y'all.
Trying to detract from getting the people that's doing the time. But I'm just saying, there's some dudes, there's some women. There are people walking around every day that never did a day in prison.
No doubt.
And it's a reason. They have some wisdom with them.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Without.
If you would like to hold on. If you would like to meet them. I know a lot of people, but really my platform and what I'm doing, it's not about them. I have a lot of different people that come on. This is just this style of show. The next show, I have CEO Rogue Springs, we get more in depth with the interview. You dig what I'm saying? Of the movers and shakers in the tri-state area. But this right here is the OG talk. This is what they need to hear because there's a lot of people running around that hide behind a lot of dumb stuff. A lot of BS.
No doubt.
You feel what I'm saying? And what you were saying about the Western name is that, yeah, I do want to spotlight my brothers that have beat a lot of the trials and tribulations and are now successful in life. I think that a lot of our culture and a lot of people in the city need to see that. They don't get to see that. They get to see all the BS. And then a lot of times, a lot of brothers, they don't want to be bothered. So when they come home, they're going to go get their good city job and leave me alone. You feel what I'm saying? So when you got brothers like yourself, when you got brothers like Healthy Shake, when you got brothers like Cut Different 84,
Healthy Shake,
when you when you got the mayor, and when you got the mayor 215, when you got Lil, when you got Add It Up again, you got brother Kashif. When you got Gerald, who got GLS carpet cleaning. Well, I can go on and on. This is what I'm about. This is what I like to see. I never want to down my brothers, and I always want to big them up, them and women, when they doing the right thing. That's what we got to do. And
start supporting them women too that's locked up, man. I'm starting a movement that's specifically designed to support these women, man.
In a positive way.
Every jail in the state, the visiting room is jam-packed every single day of the week for the men, man. Whether they're doing triple life, death penalty, 1 to 2s, whatever, it's jam-packed. It's crickets in the visiting room for them women, man. Start getting involved in the lives of these women that's incarcerated and help and support them, man, like they support us. We got a lot of women that's climbing the mountains, driving 8-9 hours to see us for 2 hours, and then turning back around, man. Let's go start seeing these women, man, support them women and get them out of jail, man.
And what I'm going to say on that is just keep doing what HAD is doing every day, is just continuing to put their best foot forward and show it rather than say it. You feel what I'm saying? Which is the love. I feel like if we all come together as a people, I know it's not easy. I know it's a lot of oil and vinegar situations going on, but at the end of the day, there's nobody that can mess with us when our spirit is strong and we're together. We move together. You see
we all want life and happiness.
I know it's easier said than done because it is some people I'm not going to deal with, but that's okay. I wish them the best. You feel what I'm saying? I definitely do. I want us all to win, because if you winning, that means you ain't in my business. Hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully. Let's like my first baby mom.
Yo, man.
You know what I mean? She always gonna be in my business. You know what I mean?
Yo, man. And
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Code of conduct.
Yeah. It's all love, baby. Thanks for tuning in.
Like, share, subscribe. Next week, man.
Yeah.
Bro certified. Roll up. Vibe with me. As I roll and puff, now it's time to pass the Dutch. I hear them talking, they don't talk about much. They talk motion when they talk about us. As I roll and puff, now it's time to pass the Dutch. I hear them talking, they don't talk about much. They talk motion when they talk about us.